Welcome to another thrash heavy rhythm lesson, and a happy new year to you all. So a nice powerful down picking riff for you, and a good way to build up some serious technique and power in this kind of style. Okay, so the riff, breaking it down, is an E5 power chord. You can all see that there. And the rest of the riff is based on the pentatonic scale, E minor pentatonic. And bear in mind, this guitar is tuned to C sharp, a step and a half below the standard. Okay, so open E5 power chord, and the rest of the riff is chugged, palm muting. Okay, so the first part of so after the first part of the riff on the chord bass is like this. So four beats in a measure, and that covers like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second half of the riff is the pentatonic shape. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So the actual coordination is open E string, fret space number 3, fret space number 5, and then back to the open E string or note, and then up to fret space, back to fret space number 5, fret space number 7. Hopefully I'm not hurting the camera angles. And then on the A string, fret space number 5 again, and then fret space number 7. And remember, it's palm muted. So that's the rhythm, the second half of the riff, all in one. Okay, so the entire riff will strung together. So if I put it at a slow metronome beat at 108 BPM, 108 that is. Okay, so always practice, if you're not used to it, practice to a slow metronome beat. And if you've never used a metronome before and you're new to this style, then develop your technique of the riff, string it all together first, and then once you can play a riff in its entirety, start off on a slow metronome beat that is comfortable to you. And so now back to, so the purpose of this video, I should go back to 183 BPM. Here we go. Once you're more seasoned at playing this kind of style, you can push yourself a little bit faster if you want to, and without going too mad, I shall now go for 195 BPM. It's pushing it a little bit, I'll tell you that much. Okay, here we go. And that is pushing it a little bit, so when doing this kind of exercise, I like to drop it back to, I would say, 188 maybe. Now, thus far, for this kind of riff, I've developed, because I don't claim to be the fastest down picker, so I tend to do a lot of other cheating, but for down picking is quite an important technique, so it's a good idea that I teach you this kind of riff. So, but anyway, the sort of, thus far, the comfortable sort of BPM that I'll be playing for that riff, I would say about 180 or 182, round about that sort of mark. It's important, everybody has their own comfortable sort of like level. It's important to develop that, but sometimes it's a good idea to prepare yourself by pushing yourself even harder and then gradually drop back. And then the most important thing with any extreme style of heavy metal music or whatever is to be in the pocket, on the beat, and never miss. And once you develop an overall comfortable performance, that is certainly important. But let me tell you, it is hard to do, and it takes a lot of practice and dedication. And if you're into this sort of style and you're passionate about it, you'll do whatever it takes to nail it. Okay, I hope this lesson helps. Happy New Year to you all.